Welcome to the Instagram Stories Flash Briefing. Yesterday, I was tired of sitting in front of my computer screens and I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to create some content, but in a unique way that did not involve me staring at a screen because I have spent way too much time staring at a screen lately. I thought back to last year's LaterCon when product manager for IGTV, Youshaei, shared a really good strategy for how to use stories to test what would work for IGTV content. Here's the clip.
And a follow-up question that I often get to that is like, well, John, what kind of format do I or should I create for IGTV? How do I know? And that's where stories come in. Stories is like the workshop to your studio that is IGTV. So I want to talk a little bit about how Vincent Marcus has used stories to help his IGTV content flow. First, he uses poll stickers to get feedback on new ideas, sketches, and routines before he goes into the entire production process of IGTV. In this way, he gets to test it out when maybe he's in a little bit of doubt. And the other thing we've seen him do is just use the question sticker and put out an entire question to his audience and asking, hey, what type of content or what episode would you like to see me put out on IGTV? And he said that the feedback from that question has really helped give him direction in terms of what kind of stuff he should put on IGTV, and also helps bring his audience along the creative journey so they're more excited about the output at the end of the day. And remember, with stories, it lasts 24 hours, so there's really no stress. Test it out, see what works, don't invest a lot of production time into it in the beginning, but then when you're getting more DMs, more quick replies, more responses to those ideas and stories, take that and run with it in IGTV to develop your format so people can know what to expect.
This concept of using stories, specifically the poll stickers, to workshop your content before you use it for IGTV, or in this case, I adapted it to going live, I think is a major strategy that we're not thinking about. I always try to explain to people the value of stories or why it's still good to post into the feed, but without thinking of all these things as cohesive, working together in some way, it's really hard to get traction. Thinking of these things as content measurement tools to feed each stage of the platform is a really good idea and a completely different way to do it. So yesterday I did a little experiment. First, I asked my wife if she would be interested in going live with me. I'm a huge fan of going live with other people. I've talked about this before because it opens you up to their audience and your audience gets opened up to them. So it's really a great way to find new people to follow. You also will get new followers in this process. It's a really great way, in this case, to connect with new people. So I asked my wife, would you like to go live? And she agreed. So we picked a time that would work. And then I made a story discussing this concept. I first made a sticker that said, would you like to see Lauren and I go live? Yes and no. Every single person picked yes, except for my wife who picked no, but that's something else for another time. Then I made a story listing some of the things that we could talk about. For instance, eating healthy, being creative, Taylor Swift, cats, online interests, all kinds of things like that so people could pick one. Then I made a story with the response sticker. What would you like to ask us? And people put in a variety of questions. How did you guys meet? How do you manage to find time to create with your busy schedules? And a whole bunch of other really great questions. Then I used the sticker for reminders for what time we were actually going to go live so people could sign up and they'd get a notification when we were going to go live. Then we went live. I joined the live first. Then when Lauren joined, I invited her into the live as well so both our faces could be seen. And then we answered each of the questions one by one. You can actually share the responses that people have put to your question sticker in the live, which is great because the answer pops up and people can see what the original question was in case they're watching but they don't have headphones or they're not sure they want to turn the audio in. This way they can decide right away if they're interested in hearing that bit of the interview because of the question. It also helps to keep the person you're talking with on topic. My wife is definitely staying on topic, but it was really great to just throw up that question sticker every couple of minutes so people could remember what we were talking about. Overall, this was a great experience. I had a blast. My wife actually liked it a lot more than I thought she would, and we're going to do this again. So think about a cohesive strategy alerting people that you're going to go live by using story stickers and get them to vote on what they want you to talk about. That's it for today's Flash Briefing.